welcome back. I am so glad you guys are here. That fiddle tune was The Wind That Shakes the Barley, an old classic fiddle tune. And if you're not familiar, I am Fiddlin Jonny, and this is my fiddle channel. And of course, I also do the magic review. And of course, you're probably wondering, why did I get all gussied up today and did my hair so amazingly? That is because this review is my homage to Chris Funk and his product that he's released. It's not a new product that's been around for a long time. This is called the $1 Mystery. I always like Chris in terms of from his style, because he's like a brother from another mother. Chris is also a fiddle player and has beautiful hair. We both have beautiful hair. Okay, maybe I don't have quite as beautiful hair as Chris, but this is my homage to you, Chris, and your big, beautiful hair that I wish I had, and obviously I don't have. So anyway, stick around. We're going to review today the $1 Mystery by Chris Funk. We'll see you back here in a second. All right, welcome back to the channel. Obviously, I'm Fiddlin Jonny, and this is where I do some fiddle tunes and some magic review. And today I'm going to review Chris Funk's The $1 Mystery. This is it right here. Now, of course, as I mentioned earlier, I got all dolled up today because Chris Funk has great style and beautiful hair. Just beautiful hair, of which I'm envious. It's not really quite a mohawk, but he really knows how to do big hair. Anyway, thank you, Chris, for the homage. All right, well, I'm not going to do the entire review with that on. Let's get rid of that. Let's put on the old Fiddlin Jonny hat. We'll stay in the nice togs, though, for this. So let's talk a little bit about the $1 Mystery and what is it? This is basically, it's a confabulation routine, a prediction routine. What happens is that the performer basically says, look, this is, if you like the effect, I'm going to go ahead and give you $1. And the $1 is placed in plain sight during the entire performance, usually put in the top breast pocket is how he performs it. He shows alternate handlings, but holds it there. And then through a series of questions, we'll go ahead and ask the spectator a series of questions. Basically asks 3 questions, and each time the performer basically gets it wrong. The routine that's taught is really a comedic routine, and each fail is sort of another laugh or gag line. But at the end, once the performer has not got any of them exactly matching, goes ahead and gives the $1, which has been in plain sight the entire time, to the spectator, and then at that point asks the spectator to unfold the dollar bill. And of course, inside the dollar bill is the exact answer that the spectator gave each time. So correctly predicted in advance all of the answers that they would say, and the entire time the dollar bill has been in plain sight. So that is essentially what the effect is of the $1 Mystery. So let's talk a little bit about what you get. So you're going to get, let me pull some of the stuff out here. You're going to get a Sharpie. Now the Sharpie is a gimmicked Sharpie. So it's name brand Sharpie that has been gimmicked. You're going to get that. You're going to get the pieces of paper that you need in order to perform the routine. Let me separate some things out here so we're not revealing anything. So you're going to get these sheets of paper, which you're going to go ahead and write down your answers on. There's a total of 11 that I got in my pack. It really doesn't matter because you can use it with any pieces of paper cut in half. There's nothing special about these. There's no gimmicks there. You are going to get an additional gimmick. And obviously I can't show you what the gimmick is, but you're going to get a gimmick as well. So you get a gimmick Sharpie, you'll get an additional gimmick that helps you perform the routine. There's no dollar bill that's provided because it's not a gimmick dollar bill. You'll have to provide your own dollar bill with it. And so that's what you're going to get, along with downloadable or streaming instructional video is what you're going to get. So let's go about how are the instructions. The instructions are great, super high quality. It's always nice when you get instructions where you don't have to think about like, oh, this part of it was crummy or not. The filming's great. It's done with both live performances. It's also done in the studio. Everything's really well mic'd. You get multiple camera shots, and it's clear that it's high enough definition. So all of the quality pieces are all checked off there. You're also going to get 2 full uncut performances. One's going to be a parlor version, and the other is going to be a bar version where he performs it in a bar. So if you're more of a bar performer, you're also going to get that. But if you're someone who's a professional doing a parlor or stage performance, you're going to get to see the full uncut versions of that. So Chris, yay on you for doing those. I will at this point point out that this is not a new product. This is a product that's been out for a while. But I love confabulation routines, and I love the prediction. Really fits me personally in my style, so that's one of the reasons I decided to pick it up and do a review on it. So let's talk about the download. The download is really long. It is 61 minutes, so it's just a little over an hour that you're getting there. So that's really good in terms of it's not skimping in 20 minutes and you'll have everything that you need. You get a full 61 minutes, which is nice. Also with those instructions, when you get this, you open it up, you are ready to perform once you watch the instructions. At some point you're going to will need to rebuild your Sharpie gimmick, so it teaches how to gimmick your Sharpie. Many of you probably already know how to gimmick the Sharpie. Pretty straightforward and simple, and there's lots of tutorials out there about how to do that. But he teaches his whole process on there as well, so which I think is great. And I'm pleased that it doesn't assume that you know how to do it, even though it's super easy. It shows you how to do that. So you get those instructions as well. Let's see. I think one other thing that I like to mention, especially this is what I really appreciate, who I think with folks who are releasing products that really deserve a nod and a tip of the hat, that they do a nice job of giving credit where credit is due. Let's face it, a confabulation prediction routine is nothing new, and it's been done a million times in different ways. And in this one, Cody really gives, credit is really given to Cody Fisher in this one. Cody Fisher sort of has taken, or he has borrowed, I should say, from Cody Fisher in this process. So, yeah, so if you're familiar with Cody Fisher's comedic routine with confabulation, he's taken similar elements with that and has included that. So anyway, my point is, yay for Chris for really giving credit where credit is due. I really appreciate that. All right, so the instructions are really good. I like that it ticks off all of my boxes of things that I think are important. And let's talk a little bit about the gimmick that you're going to get. So this is a gimmicked Sharpie. It's a Sharpie, and it's gimmicked, and it's all Sharpie components. So it's all good, no problem here. It'll last as long as a Sharpie typically lasts. You're going to get an additional gimmick that comes with it, and it will last a lifetime. You're never going to have to rebuild it. It's never going to break. You'll be able to use it for a lifetime. You can will it to whoever you want, and your magician's will when you're all done. So it'll last forever. And then the pieces of paper, they're pieces of paper. You'll have to cut additional pieces of paper eventually and use whatever kind of cardstock you like for it, but pretty straightforward. So the gimmick's great. There's no problems. There's no issues. Not much to talk about there, to be honest. Let's talk a little bit about the skill level. It's beginner skill level. If you're brand new to magic, you could perform this right away. However, I would say this is a real worker. In all honesty, I think this is for really ideal for the parlor magician. If you're a professional parlor magician, this is perfect. And you might already do a confabulation routine, so maybe not that significant, but still good. If you are sort of newer in magic and you have watched the trailer and you like the trailer and the effect of a confabulation, and you want to learn the method and you're building your repertoire, it's great for you as well. He does teach how to do it if you're doing like a bar routine, and I think that works, but personally I feel like it's a professional piece. It is, though, a method that you can use in a lot of different settings. If you're like a trade show magician, I think it's perfect for trade shows because you can do a lot of predictions that are tailored specifically to your client, and I know your clients will always appreciate it when you can make sure that the customer is sort of tailored to their stuff. So it's great from that perspective as well. So skill level beginning, but it is a worker right out the gate. So what are the pros? It's easy to learn. You're going to know how to do this literally after watching the video. I think the effect is really strong anytime that you can do a prediction that's been put in plain sight since the very beginning and matches all of the answers that your spectator has given. Always really solid and looks amazing. There's no sort of weird or tricky moves where you go like, I think they just made the move there of some sort. It's not there. You don't have to do any double writing, which is sort of pretty traditional in confabulation routines, so you don't have to worry about any double writing. Let's see. The other things I like, learn how to gimmick your own Sharpie if you need to do that. Let's see. The prediction's always in plain sight, stays in plain sight the entire time. You can really predict anything here. So whatever your spectator gives an answer, or however you want to structure your routine, the answer can literally be anything. So it's nice in that respect. This one's called, the $1 mystery, and a question comes up is like, does it have to be done with a $1 bill? It can be done with any currency. Essentially, if you can write on the currency in any country, in any size, you can do this routine. It's always nice to be able to do a routine that involves an audience member, and this is a great sort of audience member, spectator type of a routine. So let's talk about what are the cons. There's really not a lot of cons. The only con that I really sort of feel like, and it's so minor, is that the gimmick that you get just feels a little bit big. It's, for me, while it's, you can keep it in your breast jacket pocket for this routine, I personally feels like it's a little big. These cards for me are a little big. I would probably maybe do a smaller note card for this type of routine, which you can do. It doesn't have to be this size. That might make it a little bit easier from a pocket space sort of a thing. But the routining really is, I think, more parlor oriented, so it doesn't matter. You just keep it in your case that you're working from, or the table that you're working from. So I really tried hard to come up with a con, and my con is kind of weak, to be honest. But it is something to think about. It's not something I would probably do and walk around. Just from carrying it would be kind of a pain. Who's gonna like this? Anyone who loves to do prediction or confabulation effects is going to love this. If you're a parlor magician, this is perfect for you. If you're a trade show magician, definitely something that you can do. Well, that rings a bell. It's a worker right out the gate. All right, so that is the $1 mystery by Chris Funk. It's obviously something I really liked. Let's talk about what the cost is. The cost is $39.95 United States dollars. So I think you sort of have to figure out basically a little shy of 40 US dollars. Do you want to do confabulation? And if you don't know how to do a confabulation, at $40, if you feel like that's worth it, then it's great. So, all right, that's all I have to say. I hope that these reviews are really helpful for you. I love seeing your comments. So, put down in the comments section if you do a confabulation, and whose confabulation routine do you use. I'm always curious about that because there's a lot of folks who have released confabulations, and it really comes down to different routining. Yeah, I think that's it. We always like it if you like it. So at this moment, go ahead and click that like button. It really helps us who are doing the reviews. Make sure that you share this if you know folks who might be interested. And if you want to keep coming back, subscribe. That way you'll make sure that you're getting notifications from me when I release my next let's see if I can talk, my next review. All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'm Fiddlin' Jonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.